Starting off, we have a MSI MPG Z390 Gaming Pro Carbon motherboard. When speccing this build out, TJ was going to go with a 9600K, but because we still had room in the budget, we ended up throwing in an Intel i7 9700K. To stay within budget, since RAM was still pretty crazy overpriced at the time of this build, TJ purchased 16 gigs of red G.Skill Ripjaws DDR4 RAM running at 2400 MHz. For the weeks leading up to this build, TJ and I had multiple discussions as to what GPU he should go with. In the end, he decided to go with an EVGA XC RTX 2060. This is the first build TJ will be using any type of liquid cooling, so we went with the 280mm Corsair H115i RGB Pro all-in-one. We were going to mount it to the top of the case, but the VRM heatsink was in the way, and that meant we had to move it to the front of the case. So for shits and giggles, we tried to put it in without removing the drive bays. Unfortunately, that failed pretty much instantly. After looking at the case, it didn't look invasive to remove the drive bays. The only thing that seemed weird was that there was a dozen screws that had to be removed in order to pull it out. Once I removed the drive bays, it allowed us to slide the radiator and fans straight down. It was definitely a sigh of relief for me because on paper, we only had 1mm of clearance from hitting the power supply tunnel. Now that the radiator was in, we got the CPU block mounted on, and as always, for better temps, I used Thermal Grizzly Cryonaut. This time, during the power on test, all the fans were plugged in. Everything seemed good, so shut it down, and the fun part of wiring comes next. Just for this video, I am changing it up a little bit and showing you guys how I do wiring for builds. Usually, I show about 5 to 10 seconds of it and cut to the end. But where's the fun in that? When it comes to wiring, I am a little OCD about it. I guess in a way you could say I'm kind of a perfectionist. It's tedious, but I enjoy it. For me, it is like watching one of those satisfying videos. It's intriguing how it always starts out as a mess, but the more time you spend on it, the better it looks. I do want to mention quick that the hard drive setup for this build is a single Crucial MX500 500GB SSD. TJ does not play many games, so for him, this is perfect. And finally, we are done the wiring. The computer posted just fine, so we went ahead and set up an overclock of 4.2 GHz on the 9700K and installed Windows 10 so that we could get all the RGB programs set up. TJ is happy with the final product, and I'm happy with the final product. This is definitely one of my favorite builds that I've done so far. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's anything you would like me to add, change, or show in future builds, please let me know in the comments below. Until then, see you guys next time.